Hard to say it's over for LA Knight in WWE. He is one of the hottest stars in the company. He has the entire WWE universe on their feet streaming his name. So why is this dream for LA Knight turning into a nightmare? Well, that is what we need to talk about in today's video, because did you see LA Knight? Did you see what he did on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw? I think we need to face the hard truth. For all the momentum, for all the main event world championship window may have just slammed shut for LA Knight, but not in the way that you think. So we're going to be breaking down the evidence from Raw that suggests that it's over for LA Knight's title aspirations, but not in the way that you actually think. Now let's set the scene. On Monday Night Raw, CM Punk is in the ring. He's fresh off his return and a huge win at WrestlePalooza. He gets the mic, and he's got one target in sight, and that's Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Punk makes it clear that he kicked off the year by beating Rollins, and he wants to end the year by taking his title, and he says that Rollins has his number, that he's better, and Rollins knows it. This is a main event promo. A clear line being drawn in the sand for the top prize, and who interrupts? The megastar, LA Knight, and he says that he is the one who has earned a reign as champion. It's a fiery promo and even calls Punk a trash champion. But here's a problem. He didn't interrupt the champion. He interrupted the challenger. He entered himself directly into CM Punk's path, not Seth Rollins's. Instead of stepping up to the guy who holds the gold, he stepped to the guy who is trying to get the gold. This wasn't a main event move. It was a move that screams, I am here to get you over. Now, this all led to a tag team match later in the night. CM Punk, LA Knight against the Usos. Now, the tension, it was obvious. At one point, Punk got so fed up that he brutally chopped Knight's chest to tag him in. They were simply not on the same page. The finish, very, very interesting. Punk hit the GTS on Jey Uso, and it's over. And what does LA Knight do? He tags himself in, steals the pin, and gets the win for his team. Now, on the surface, a win is a win, but look closer. This is not the booking of a guy being built for a world champion. This is textbook booking for a rivalry with CM Punk. It's over for LA Knight, in my opinion, as a top-tier babyface. WWE is clearly building towards a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship feud. They have been feuding for months now. Even on the sides, LA Knight has been feuding with Jey Uso, a fellow babyface. He was on SmackDown drowning, never got really over as U.S. champion. They moved him over to Monday Night Raw in hopes to get him over even more, but then he's inserted into a feud with The Vision. That's Seth Rollins' route, by the way. And it just feels like he's just there, right? He had not won up until recently a singles match on television since Saturday night's main event over Seth Rollins. He's since broken that streak, but it went on for months. And it got me thinking, LA Knight as a world heavyweight champion in WWE as a babyface is over. The babyface run is done. It's finished. It doesn't matter how over he is. WWE is simply not going to book him at the top of the helm like we all want him to be. Think about it. You have Jey Uso there. You have Roman Reigns there. You have CM Punk there. Just those names alone, he is now the fourth biggest babyface on Monday Night Raw. And you're going after a World Heavyweight Champion in Seth Rollins, who's a heel. What does that tell you? Well, that tells you, A, they are building to CM Punk first. Then they would go to a Roman Reigns feud, because he's feuding with Seth Rollins' fashion, and then Jey Uso, and then it's LA Knight. So it's over with this idea that LA Knight is going to be, and he's not going to be Cody Rhodes, who is the ultimate babyface for the Undisputed WWE title on the opposite brand that he just left for. So that tells me there's no plans in sight whatsoever of making him a World Heavyweight Champion, a WWE Champion as a babyface. It's just not there. Now, that doesn't even take into consideration the past booking of WWE for LA Knight, where in every situation he's a fan favorite. He gets over. He has huge reactions, yet when he's put in big time situations with big time prizes and stipulations and for championships, he just falls short every single time. So they got me thinking it is over as a babyface world champion for LA Knight. It's just not gonna happen. In fact, it's not gonna happen for him regardless anytime soon. But if LA Knight wants to actually make it, he wants to get to the very tippy top, he wants to become a world champion, a WWE champion, it's not going to be as a babyface. WWE has so many top tier babyfaces right now that he's not even in the top 3, right? In my opinion, right? You still have Sami Zayn, the whole rumored World Heavyweight title run. John Cena's a top babyface. You could make the argument that out of the entire company, LA Knight is probably the 5th, 6th biggest babyface right now. And then you look at the world title picture, you look at the heel side of things. There's, in terms of top heels, you have Seth Rollins, you have Brock Lesnar, who just disappeared, and then probably Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, right? Like, and then the list goes on and on. If I'm LA Knight, I'm taking the page out of Bret Hart's book back in the day, where going into 97, he looks at it and he goes, okay, I can either be a babyface and work with all these guys that I really don't want to work with, or I can turn heel and work with all these great baby faces. I think that discussion needs to come up with LA Knight. I think we need to have the discussion of, hey, what if we made LA Knight a heel? Hey, what if we made LA Knight a world heavyweight champion contender? That way we can get the belt on him, or at least that way we can get him into the title picture and get other baby faces over. It just depends on what WWE wants to do. It just depends on what LA Knight wants to do. And I understand the idea of turning LA Knight, who's a over like Rover babyface right now, into a heel is probably not optimal. But at the same time, I think you have to be realistic and go, you know what? This guy's not working out as a babyface, at least as a world heavyweight champion type potential. Let's do something else. I think it's worth a discussion. I think it's worth a conversation. And I'm sure WWE, they've had these conversations about LA Knight. How couldn't you, right? He's one of your top tier stars. And even though they beat him like a drum, and even though they put him in world title pictures and title pictures, and he loses, he's still at least in the picture, right? At least he's still mixing it up. He could have just been jobbed out a long time ago. So I'm not completely trashing WWE. I think they do a lot of good things with him. I just wish that, hey, you put him in a spot, let him win every once in a while. And the U.S. title runs, those were just like, I don't even know what you could call those. Because, yeah, he won the title, but it's like he didn't do anything with the title either way. It was almost like when he was champion, it brought him down. So maybe they're fearful of that with him with the world title. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments there below. Make sure to follow for all the latest.